Axel, what kind of feedback can you provide?
Oh, I can provide so much on this pathfinding issue. It has been changed, basically. That's the gist. It's the same as in the wargaming. It's not great. The unit I played pretty much exclusively was the dogs. Big shocker. And they still charge into each other, hurt themselves on each other, can't find their way around anywhere. Basically the same problems. Nothing's been changed. Maybe it will never be changed. Who knows? But there's hope for the future.
Yeah, there's always hope. I mean, maybe the issue you're describing is not pathfinding purely on its own. Maybe, the AI that, leads the dogs once they are released, right? Because you basically tell them go in that direction or go stay there and then attack someone if you see someone close within your aggression range or whatever. So yeah, that's like the unit AI that controls the dogs after they have been released. But from pathfinding, yeah, as you mentioned, it hasn't been changed. The old grudge with pathfinding was, like units couldn't even fucking turn around the corner because they just started spinning around. And then CA has released open beta before fixing that, and a lot of people have run to that issue and dropped the game entirely. So that's one of the very bad CA decisions that they have made in the past. Because, we have to release open beta now because games come, we have to hype up. The game isn't fucking ready, okay? So hopefully they won't make that mistake around this time around for the third time. But let's get back to pathfinding. Pathfinding is, better than it was with, the spinning issue, has been since fixed, or improved rather, because it's far from fixed. There's still issues like, close to the ledges, where units would go onto the ledges even though you didn't want them to. You just, clicked on the ground, not on the ledge. And we're just close enough to, catch on the ledge, and then units will go onto the ledge, and like an attack order won't cancel the movement because that's how ledges work. Or, when you want to line up your cavalry charge or line up your phalanx movement, you want to avoid some melee engagement with archers. It affects every single unit in the game a little bit in a different way, but every single unit type suffers from it, maybe apart from heavy artillery and light artillery. Well, apart from when they also need to run away. So there's that. So yes, I retract my statement. Everyone suffers. So yeah, for example, when there's a blob fighting, I had that in my very first battle, I think, of the Chinese test, when I was in arches close to a ledge, wanted to pathfind around the ledge. That went well that time around. But yeah, I've was being surrounded and I had to run away through a blob, right? So one tiny mistake and you end up clicking on an enemy unit and you would shoot it instead of run towards it. Same with cavalry charges. If you want to line up a charge that is around a corner, you cannot click on the unit, because if you click on the unit, your unit will try to start pathing like towards the middle of it and like go around the corner in a sophisticated way, let's say it, instead of charging in the direction you actually want. So there are a lot of instances that I could spend fucking 10 minutes describing them, but let's not do that. The bottom line is like a solution to it. Let's provide a solution, as every good feedback should. A solution to this I would implement is like a non-collision mode for pathfinding, let's say. So if you hold down Control, for example, whatever other key on your keyboard, so holding Control and then you right click, right, then that enters a non-collision mode. For example, you can have stakes or caltrops laying on the ground, and you just want to go into that direction, or you're running around and suddenly accidentally click on caltrops and your unit stops, it starts shooting it or trying to attack it if you're melee. But well, that's not what you wanted, right? I mean, that's kind of your fault. You shouldn't have clicked accidentally on the caltrops, but that still illustrates the point. So just hold out Control, and when you're holding out Control and right clicking, your unit will just go to that direction, to that location where you're clicking, instead of trying to attack or trying to get on a ledge or whatever that may be where you're clicking. Well, okay, that was a rant and a half about pathfinding, but it's about time something is done with that. I'm pretty sure Pike will go crazy in the comments if he listens to it.